Hey everybody, welcome. This is Dr. Perry from the Pain Laser Center and StopChasingPain.com. I'm down here in Danville, Virginia for a couple of days at the Advanced Corrective Exercise Summit and Instructor Summit. And I'm here with my mentor, and everybody knows that he's the one guy that I think is the preeminent expert on movement. And in my mind, the most brilliant clinician and diagnostician I've ever met. So, not much to look up to there, right?
No.
Everybody knows this is Gray Cook. And I'm going to talk to Gray about his new book that's coming out. He just gave us some advanced copies called Movement. I started reading through it. It's absolutely phenomenal. You're going to love it. Every one of my fans, every one of people who see this site, absolutely go get it and tell everyone else. Gray, thanks for coming on with us.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell the viewers of Stop Chasing Pain here about the book, what they can expect in it and from it, and when it's going to be officially released.
I think we got about another week before it's officially released. Larry Draper, the publisher at On Target Publications, is the only reason it's here on time. She helped us get through it. I've got co-authors on the book, Dr. Lee Burton, Dr. Greg Rose, Dr. Kyle Kiesel, and Milo Bryant, all chimed in and helped me with different aspects of the book. And one mission of the book was basically to have a resource for the exercise and rehabilitation professional, and that covers a pretty wide span from the medical profession, chiropractic, physical therapy, down through the different levels of performance enhancement, sports training, and even personal fitness. If we don't have a standard operating procedure for movement and the way we change movement and the way we measure movement, then we're all basically just arguing over who has the best methods. And actually, it's okay for us to have different methods as long as we operate from the same principles. So when I wrote the book, the principles that it's based on is not something from Gray Cook or anything like that. It's based on the central nervous system. And I know from your background and our conversations that the central nervous system is often left out because we figure we master kinesiology, biomechanics, and we know a little bit about anatomy, and we think that's all that's there. And that's like having the outer shell of a computer and thinking you got it. If you don't understand the central nervous system and the way the brain learns movement the first time, then you're not really going to be able to get authentic movement back. Most of the movement patterns that we talk about in the book, you had already done before you were 3 years old. So when you're my client, my patient, when we're working together in your athleticism or in your fitness, I'm not really making new patterns. I'm acquisitioning patterns that have become faulty because of your posture, your injuries, your training habits, your maybe one-dimensional approach to exercise where you're doing nothing but running and you're not stretching, or you're lifting a lot but you're not working your lower body effectively. All kinds of imbalances we impose on ourselves. If we could just run you through a few simple movements, we could see exactly where your weakest link is. And my biggest aha moment was in clinical practice and also as a strength coach when I saw that I'm doing the right thing and not getting the result, and realized maybe I'm doing the right thing on the wrong person. And so setting that baseline and revisiting that baseline for movement and letting the body tell you, long before the client or patient ever knows you're going the right direction, the body will alert you that was the right thing, or guess what, you're not even close. There are subtle movement hints all through exercise and rehabilitation, and if we listen to those that are given to us by the central nervous system, perception and behavior of movement, we can really mentor ourselves to a whole new level of both exercise and rehabilitation. So.
Exactly, and the book has a lot in there. It's a philosophical section in the beginning, so people can really understand the whole paradigm.
You said BS section? No.
No.
I thought that was important because, you know, philosophy questions science. The job of philosophy is to question science. The job of philosophy is to uphold logic. And, you know, we've thought the world was flat for longer than we've known the world is round. Somebody had to question that. So my whole point is that the philosophical approach, are we applying systems or programs? And the difference is a system rechecks itself. I don't trust myself. I know I'm subjective, so I want an objective system to let me know when I'm getting a little too full of myself, or letting me know when I'm going to make a professional error or mistake. We see other professions, the aviation industry, standard operating procedure, legal practice, medical practice, standard operating procedure. When it comes to exercise and movement, it's the wild, wild west. I mean, his stomach looks good, I'll get him to show me some core exercises, you know, and maybe that's not even what you need.
And then they also cover the functional movement screen, and what's great at the end is the SFMA, the Selective Functional Movement Assessment as it goes, correctives, and it's a whole mesh of everything with the system that people can deep from beginning to end.
I hope it's a good read for most. We put some appendices in the back, tried to explain a lot, but once again, I laid the principles out because even though you and I might change a screen with a little different methodology, changing movement's the important thing, and if we can at least get that common ground, we'll do all right.
Exactly, and all of my fans already know how much I believe in it with everything, with my heart, and use it every single day in the real world and in practice, and it changes everything for my clients and for me. So I want to thank Gray for coming on and sharing it, for being my friend and my mentor. Everybody make sure you go out and get the book. Check out my other stuff on my blog, my podcast, everything out that, and we'll see you soon on the other side of StopChasingPain.com.